Wow, I can't believe it. We're live already. It's been a while. I won't leave it so long next time. I swear. We've got quite a serious topic to cover today. Yeah, one of the most serious topics we've covered to date. It is about MP3 degradation. It's one of the biggest things we've actually been talking about on our TikTok lives. We've been talking about MP3 degradation. We've been talking about how when you have MP3s for DJing, they will dissolve over time. So yeah. Yeah, so it's probably one of the funniest things that has ever happened, to be fair. So really need to work on my cable management. How's everyone doing this evening? Yes. What do you think? What's the best way to store MP3s? Nice one, people. How's it going? We can ask an AI if you want. We can do anything you want, really. Hi, Trevor Caneza. Thoughts on dropping Burial in the rave? I mean, the thing is, like, Burial is like hugely popular. So if you ever actually like dropped him in a rave, like you went up and you just kind of gave him like a sucker punch in the side of the head, everyone would be probably pretty angry at you, man. So I wouldn't recommend dropping Burial. Like, maybe just shake his hand and say, yeah, thanks for the music, appreciate what you've been doing. But to drop him in the rave would be risky at best. It would be quite a lot of a risk. So you want to, I'd say, treat him with respect. If you're talking about dropping Burial's music, again, risky at best. Everyone loves Burial, so it would be like, I reckon if you dropped it, people would just fucking lose their shit. Like, you played Endorphin or something like that, everyone would actually kind of proper rate it, I reckon. So punching Burial, don't do that. But being mates with him, saying, yeah, cool, dropping his tune, maybe. That's a maybe. So it's actually bloody freezing in here tonight. So yeah. So thanks for coming here and warming me up. These glasses, someone left them here at an after party, so I wouldn't do that. Yes, big at Wagon Christ every time. No, I've actually met Code 9. I have actually met Code 9. So we made this Burial video, Burial in the studio. And this is a genuinely true story. He was at one of my friend's shows, and then I was like, oh no, that's Code 9. And I did all this Burial thing, and I had him in the video, on the phone or something like that. And she was like, no, come meet him, it's really, really nice. So then I went round there, said hi, and then she was like, oh yeah, this is the guy that did the Burial video. And I was like, this is actually genuinely true. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And she was like, this is the guy who did the Burial parody. And he went, which one? And I was like, yeah, good, man. That's great. I appreciate that. I just appreciate him. He's an absolute legend, mate. He's got some crazy books. He's got these ones about sonic warfare. Check him out, mate. Like, writes like books about sonic warfare, how to use sound in like ways that are crazy. Zombie, obviously great tunes. I don't know what he's like as a person. I'm sure he's he's undead. He's feeling the vibe. So yeah, you can pin a comment now. Cool, that's great. Nobody listens to techno. What bit are you doing the interface at? Is it the best way to store your MP3s for DJing? Because as we know, MP3s, as inflation increases, the MP3's commodity increases as well. So you really want to be want to be as careful as possible, probably, when you're storing them. We did recently have Annie Mac. So Annie Mac was victim to MP3 theft, and that's because obviously the price of MP3s are increasing a huge amount. So that is actually a really great method. So like the price is increasing amount, so it's no surprise someone did steal her USB. The problem was, though, she said she's had tunes on it for the last 10 years, and the main problem with that, I'd say to Annie Mac or anyone who's listening here, the main problem is that the 10 years, those MP3s, if they were 320 in 2012, now they'd be about 196 kilobytes a second. So you really want to be very careful about what you do with that. And you know what, the thief is going to plug it in and go, what are these? These are not a good quality anymore because of MP3 degradation. And yeah, it's just sort of the risk you take a lot of the time when you kind of involved in this kind of thing. Yes, so haunted jacuzzi, absolutely great idea there. You get your MP3, and then what you can do with the MP3 is you can store it in store your MP3 as vinyl, and it'll last longer. But vinyl's got a problem as well. So have you ever heard of like squaring vinyl or anything like that? Yeah, so the problem is with vinyl is vinyl can become squared over time. So like as it's like a circle, it starts becoming like a square shape as it sort of degrades around the edges, and then obviously it loses some of the first songs. It will just be like, and then so it's quite a big problem actually in the DJ world at the moment, squaring off vinyl. So you need to try and do what you can basically. Yeah, so we're trying to get this discussion going. Everybody, make sure you're sharing it. You make sure we're make sure we're doing what we can do to try and get this get the message out there. And just make sure we can do what we can do to get the message out there. Exactly. Yeah, Gary, mate, that's absolutely true. So that's where Square Pusher got his name from, because he had quite a big collection. But now that's why he uses all machine stuff now, and he uses bass, the bass guitar or whatever you call it, which is kind of created out of fish. So let's just have a quick look here. We've got nobody listens to techno. Where's the problem? Just convert your 128 kilobyte MP3 to FLAC or JPEG. I think that's a great idea actually. If you store, what was it? Who was saying this? Oh yeah. So what I do is the waveform of a MP3 looks the same whether it's a FLAC or it's an MP3, but the waveform itself is stored as a JPEG, so no one can actually tell the difference whether it is an MP3 or a FLAC or whatever. So what you should do is you should get your MP3, you should convert it to FLAC or anything like that. It'll still be the same sound quality, but no one will actually know. So when you sell it, you make a bit of a tidy profit, which is really, really which is quite nice. And I'm just looking here. That is literally where he got his name from. So Haunted Jacuzzi, just re-download the song from YouTube to MP3. Well, this is the problem with YouTube as well. Like if you go on YouTube now, search a song from 10 years ago, you remember it being HD, right? I remember it being HD. It's like the Mandela effect of music. I remember it being HD, but because it was uploaded so long ago, it's degraded on the YouTube platform. And what that means is that's why all those videos and stuff from ages ago, like you put in Jamiroquai, Cosmic Girl, put that in now on YouTube, you remember it being really slick in HD, but it's actually it's actually degraded to 128 kilobytes a second now, which is a shame. But yeah, it works for a modest amount of time. DJ Love in the building. How are we, DJ Love? We need to hang out soon. I prefer zips to FLACs or whatever. Yeah, that's the thing. So a zip file is a little bit like the freezer of the music world. So you can put stuff into a zip file. That's cool. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Put it in a zip file and then just keep it for later. But obviously, when something's in a zip file, you got to keep it in the zip file, so you can't access it until you unzip it, and then it starts depreciating again. So it's a really tough one, man. I think with things like zip files and FLACs. I'm not bringing anyone into this conversation at the moment. Thank you. It's always weird guys in the back of trucks every time I try and get someone in. Yeah, so what format do they use in the Berghain? Well, I mean, it's a real tough one in the Berghain as well. Like, I think they use Wi-Fi connected to Dropbox mostly these days because they try and be, you know, ahead of the curve. But if you've ever tried to get Wi-Fi in there, like, that's one of the reasons why they don't let you use your phone in there, because they need to keep the Wi-Fi strength really strong. So yeah, so it's quite a decent one, I'd say. But yeah, the Berghain, mainly Wi-Fi is the format that they're using. You can actually play CDs, play only CDs in Berghain. Oh, so there's mainly CDs. See, I was more of a thinking it was more of a Wi-Fi type situation. Cool. So I'm not sure what CDs are because they're like small vinyl, aren't they? But you like use lasers, so it's a bit of a tough one. How and why did MP3s degrade? Well, it's actually about bit rot because if you've got a FLAC file, that's lossless, and a WAV, that's lossless, CDs lossless, but vinyls and MP3s are both lossy formats. So what that means is that over time, the bit rot happens. So the bits fall off the MP3, meaning that if it was 320 MP3, a little bit down the line. That's okay, mate. Yeah, a little bit down the line, it's going to degrade, and it'll be like 196 kilobytes a second. Just make sure I'm getting all the stuff in here. Gary here saying, looking forward to Neuralink when we can store tunes in our brains. I mean, do you know what? I actually thought one of the funniest formats is when you've got a tune stuck in your head. Like, what format is that stored in? Like, when you've got like an earworm. I guess it's worms, isn't it? It's stored in the worm format, the earworm format, and then it gets stuck in your head. So, yeah, whatever quality the brain stores audio in is quite a good one. Also quite a bad one, depending on how little you've heard of a song. Yeah, so appreciate it, brother. Nice one, mate. A geezer says, obviously cassette. I feel like we're not seeing enough cassette usage in the DJ sphere. I've seen hardly any. I've never seen any cassette usage live. There is that analog, I think it's called Analog Africa or Analog Tapes from Africa. That guy does actually use cassettes. He's like, will have like his little setup. He's got like one of those Pioneer cassette decks, double one, and then he has like some sort of like DJM, so you can do a little delay in between of it. But you know, he's had those cassettes for a really, really long time, and I appreciate that. And also, cassette is a lossless format, so it will stay HD for years and years. It's one of the only ones. Like I remember, remember Commodore 64s back in the day. Like that was all done with cassettes. It's before the floppy, before the 3.5 incher. All they had was cassettes. So yeah, it was quite an interesting one, that. Yeah. So well, thanks everyone for coming out this evening and discussing this extremely strong topic. Let's have a quick look here. That was called 6-2, SIXTOO, and the song's called Part 1. So, opinion on TikTok techno culture. I think it's sick, mate. It's very, very good. Like, it's quite interesting that these, like, certain tracks will just fly up in the air and just blow up. Like, DJ Love on here, he's got a tune that's kind of doing the rounds at the moment. It's just the way it is, times change and cultures change. Like, it just seems to be the way that people can succeed at the moment. That's a genuine statement. But also, I did prefer it when it was with Facebook techno. Like, that's just a bit more raw for me. Like, I think the sound quality of Facebook techno compared to TikTok techno, it's just got that kind of lo-fi vibe, which I prefer. It's a bit more blue. Like, blue is my favourite colour, as you can tell. So yeah, it's just what it is really for me. So we got user free. I can't say all of that. You're saying who's got the hookups for LTG Bookham, FLAC or WAV files? Inbox me. I actually genuinely think you could go on to eBay and get some CDs of that. I mean, yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of intelligent drum and bass because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got quite a big brain, a lot of big brain energy here. That's why I was like assistant manager at my last job, because I was really good at assisting the main manager, who's also really smart, if not twice as smart. Gary's saying, I saw an Aphex set where he played an Edison wax cylinder for a laugh for about 30 seconds of didgeridoo. Are you actually crazy? Because yes, that Edison cylinder, like the waxy one, that's why they call it wax, isn't it? Like in the first place, which is like actually like hilarious to me because wax has always been a problem for me, which is why I have to take really good care of myself. Intelligent D&B is mad popular in the US right now. I mean, that's really surprising because like you'd think that like maybe like stupid D&B would be quite popular over. I'm only kidding. No, but no, Intelligent D&B is it's great, man. It's fresh. Obviously, all the drum and bass vibes are coming through again, Pink Pantheress and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it makes complete sense to me. Yep, Facebook techno, it's a thing, it's a genre. It's mainly this weird techno where it's like progressive house, but it masquerades as techno, but it's fine. A lot of like guys are like 40 and then they like have like really overly well done graphic design that like looks like it was made on Canva or something. Aphex played Sandpaper at Cream. I mean, I'd need a bit of cream if I started playing with sandpaper, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Aphex Twin. I've only seen him once. I actually didn't see him. I went to his live show. He was supposedly there, but I didn't actually see him. But he's a good laugh. He's a good lad, I'm sure. We'll meet one day, I'm sure, in the back of a smoking area. Everyone won't think he's anybody, but I'll know because we'll have we'll look at each other and go, hey, you're like, I'm the IDM of of business, and he is the IDM of IDM. So, take really good care. Oh, so what the way to prevent your MP3s from degrading? See, at least a sensible option there for a second. So you probably want to take Ket, which is in the top 10 of world's what's it called? The world's essential medicines. So ketamine is in the top 10 of the world's essential medicines. So don't let anybody tell you it's a drug. It's an essential medicine used for surgeries, which is actually true. Used for surgeries. This is true. It's used for surgeries because it doesn't. It can tranquilize you without affecting your heart rate, which makes it really good when paired up with different drugs and for treating people with certain conditions where the heart rate needs to be stabilized. And that's actually genuinely true. Pressure and freeze the vinyl record and cardio them around. Yeah, exactly. So you want to keep it cardio. You want to keep the heart rate pumping. That's why we use the ketamine, to keep the heart rate stabilized. You want to keep it cardio, and you cardio it around, and that's it. So yeah, but obviously we were talking about earlier, vinyls suffer from vinyl squaring. So the side of the vinyl can become square, and you can lose some of the first tracks from it, especially if it's a single. It can cause a lot of issues there. Let's have a quick look here. I tried to get everything in WAV or AIF, preferably, then back up onto the cloud on one NAS2 USB drives. Yeah, I mean, what I do is I like to get my MP3s, zip them, and then bury them in the garden, and then that's probably, for me, it's probably one of the safest places you could have it. What live Aphex Twin show did I see? It was at Field Day in a massive, I think it was called like the Shed or something like that, but it was more than a shed. It was like an airplane hangar. I can't tell whether it sounded like that or it was like sounded like you were in an oil drum, but we were basically in a gigantic oil drum. It was cool, but it was like, obviously there was shitloads of people there, and I wanted to have a one-to-one intimate performance, but they wouldn't let me backstage. Let's have a look here. Leighton Simmons. I sat next to Aphex on a plane after Printworks last year. He refused a selfie. No, are you joking, mate? Are you serious? Are you actually sat next to him on a plane and refused a selfie? Mate, that guy looks like he's taken quite a lot of selfies, but not everyone's seen him, because he's like, maybe he's a vampire and he just doesn't appear in them, and all of his selfies, all of his pictures of him are actually just hand illustrated. Look up video of guy getting K for broken ankle. I've seen that. I've seen it. Yeah, so there's a video of a guy. He's basically broken his ankle. They don't want to give him some other shit that's expensive. I don't know why. Yeah, so they just give him fucking shitloads of K. And it's like a Scottish guy, isn't it? This is some Scottish guy. I mean, this is worth listening to because we're connected to the mainframe here. Scottish guy, ketamine ankle. Oh, you're gonna love this. I'll tell you that. Oh my god! I can't show you, but so here, this is the sound of a Scottish man getting ketamine into to fix his broken ankle.
Start to feel your eyes
going in,
going slightly odd.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's had some ketamine. It's pretty strong stuff. So he may scream out in pain or do any of this stuff, but he's actually unaware of what's going on. So.
Oh, God. Yeehaw. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and a tube.
Open your eyes for me.
He's liking that.
Feel the burn. Good stuff.
Mate, he's whacked.
As the team manipulates his ankle back into place,
Oh.
So I'm gonna try
Neil is oblivious.
Wow.
and. He nade. He did nade.
A cast keeps Neil's ankle stable until his surgery.
Okay, Neil.
Well done. That's us.
I'm the man.
He's a man.
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah! Whoa, baby! Go for it! Yeah!
Okay, Neil.
Excellent!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's you. You've got your plaster on,
How you
okay?
feeling? How was that? Did that sound okay? Let's put some more tune on. So let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. If you listen to MP3s on your headphones too often, it slows down the process, which that's very true. Anything less than 320 kilobytes per second is not played. I'd say anything lower than that is better. Opinions on WAVs. Oh, we've got a few more here. Oh, we've got a few more comments here. Mate's gonna break his whole leg. Yeah. That sounded like the Grand National. Oh, that was the last scene in the Grand National. Oh, where is the hospital? Asking for a friend. I think it's in Scotland. My man even nade. And then we got here Quantum. Opinions on WAVs. So WAVs, yes, they're good. They are good, but they're extremely heavy because they have more data in them. So you want to carry a USB stick full of WAVs? Be my guest. But the problem is it's going to weigh an absolute ton. So you want to get yourself some sort of like wheelie system. You can get these like little USB carriers now, which have got just a long stick coming out of them, and then you're able to like wheel your WAVs from gig to gig. So that's why I'd probably suggest some WAVs. They sound good. They sound probably a bit warmer than vinyl, but in general it's a tough one. Hey, sexy trash pender, how are you? My mate went to play a set last night and all his lossy MP3s had lost all their bits. USB was empty. Yeah, that's actually true. I'll get to you next, Chaz. There. Yes. So yeah, that's exactly one of the things that's kind of a worry, really. You can have your MP3s. Because I had the same thing happen to me, and I was like, why is my USB stick so light? This is really annoying. And then when I plugged it in, it just went, bruv, there's nothing in here. So I had to play the default song that comes with every single CDJ. I think it's Darude Sandstorm. So if you don't have any music, the CDJ actually already has a set built into it where if you just press the Q button and spin the thingy back, yeah. So thanks for sending a mic. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever had anything sent to me before like that. Thank you so much. Let's have a quick look. Doing a survey. What's better, garage or jungle? Personally, I'm not really. I'm more of a city boy, so kind of like sleeping in a garage. Sleeping in the jungle, there's all the squiggly wigglies. Not my kind of cup of tea, really. But the sound of the jungle, yeah. If you can get that in MP3, I vibe it. But if not, just run. Just run, because there is lions there. XFAT file partition on 1 terabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro USB stick works everywhere. Yeah, I mean, so like FAT or XFAT, I think, be happy with whoever you are. If you want to become XFAT, that's good with me. If If you want to stay FAT32, that's fine as well. Just just do whatever feels comfortable to you. Even CDJ 2000. I try. Yeah, CDJ 2000's got just like loads of dead mouse on it, which is cool. Genuine question: what is the difference between D&B and jungle? Does someone even know? Yeah, it's mainly to do with the location, really. So jungle is usually in hotter climates around the Tropic of Cancer, that kind of thing. And then D&B is mostly around a coastal area, somewhere with a really good Wi-Fi connection. That's mainly what it is. And drum and bass, all music's drum and bass, really, if you think about it, except for ambient, which is fine. Tiny Meows, how are you this evening? I hope you'll find that the kitchen is very clean, as I've been doing a bit of work in there today. I heard if you put the USB in a smell-proof Ziploc, it lasts better. See, this is the kind of stuff that we really need to be chatting about here, to be fair, because yes, so if you want to kind of keep your USB, you want to keep your MP3s fresh, what I would suggest, and what Tiny Meows has suggested here, is getting a little Ziploc bag, smelly Ziploc bag. Put your USBs in there, or even if you can empty your USBs, MP3s directly into it, make sure it's fully tightly sealed, and then wrap it again in another sealed bag. Put that in the freezer, and then zip your freezer. You're gonna be laughing, essentially. Sorry, did someone ask what that tune was that was last? Let me go back one. That was Funky Porcini, and the song was called Perfect. Jungle. I see what you did there. Subgenre, like sub bass. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Oh, we've got quite a lot of comments here. Any tips on how to get bookings for an up and coming DJ? Well, if you can get yourself past the up and coming stage, that's when you can really get gigs, because a lot of the time they'll see you as up and coming and not actually have come. So as long as you can come, make sure you've fully come, make that known, announce it, then you can start to make a little bit of progress. Yeah. So I'm moving to Berlin next month. Where should I go? Anywhere but Berlin. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually know very much places in Berlin. I've been there a couple of times. It was good. It was fine. Yeah, I actually had a really, really great time there. Went to a lot of Christmas markets, which is basically the techno of festivals, in a way, festivities. Personally, I store MP3s in a deep fridge freezer. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, actually. Okay. Let's have a quick look. I'll just make sure I'm not missing anyone. Meme Gang, Club Toilet Memes in the house. It's great to have some friendly faces here. Sexy Trash Panda, respect for the laughs. Techno memes are mad cringe. Yeah, one person's cringe is another person's gold, really, if you ask me. So for some reason, like that feeling you get when you watch maybe like, I don't know, someone on X Factor kind of like singing really badly, that's the same feeling someone else gets of love for something, so I think it's kind of worth thinking about that. And if they make you cringe, it's because it's hitting home, it's hitting a nerve. You gotta embrace the cringe. And I think Gandhi said, "I'm cringe, but I'm free," and I always think about that. I was gonna get it tattooed on me. Giving me serum vibes. All right, Haz, nice one, thanks, mate. I did see the kitchen look clean though. For the cleaner bin, no, just me cleaning. I'm trying to keep the MP3 contamination down to a low. Don't just be up and coming. Have came is what I was going to say. So serum degrades. Serum also degrades over time. Yeah. So to clean your MP3s, that's another thing that we need to think about here. So like one of the things you can do is you can have you can defrag your MP3s to make sure that there's no more gaps in the data and it plays smoother. But you can also get on Alibaba an MP3 serum, and that allows you to wash your MP3s. But you need to make sure that the MP3 sponge you use is different to your normal sponge, because Otherwise, you'll start getting tunes stuck in your head. And I've had that before, where I don't know if you've ever had it, where you can hear a song and it's like going around in your head, and you have to keep like remembering to sing it. You might have had that before. That is actually because of MP3 contamination. So what will happen is the MP3 will absorb into your fingers. So you got to make sure you've got a good USB with a lot of integrity, and the MP3 will seep into your fingers and then go to your brain, and it will. Yeah, echolalia. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. My mouse isn't working, so I can't search it up. But yeah, echolalia is one of the so echolalia will seep into your fingers, and it will basically cause a song to be repeating around your head. So you need to actually be really, really careful when how you handle your MP3s, how you deal with that sort of thing. So one, keep cleaning your MP3s, keeping the serum good. Echolalia is a good one. Also, make sure that you're wearing gloves. It is winter time, but make sure you're wearing gloves when you have your MP3s. And if you've got a hard drive, if you're one of the DJs that uses a hard drive, you really, really want to make sure you're extremely safe with those, because if you drop one of those on the floor and it breaks, you could have many songs stuck in your head for many days. And I had a guy like that. Have you ever seen Kevin and Perry Go Large? Yeah, like that guy, when he got tinnitus, was basically because he had a bit of a shard of MP3 go into his ear snail, and then that actually kind of caused him to have a song, a very high pitched part of the song go into his brain. Serum enhancement serum. That's also very true. So if you've got serum, it's a bit too weak. What you could do is you can just make sure that you make it strong. You want to make sure that it's refined. Usually, maybe put it on the hob and then burn it out like on the hob. So let it evaporate a little bit, and then the serum will enhance it slowly. And you use that on your MP3s, and honestly, they'll come up shiny. People in the rave will be like, "Oh, mate, those musics that you played earlier in an order, they really touched me in the feeling soul." And they've said that to me before. You've touched me in the feeling soul, and I was like, "Thank you." It's we're not saving lives, we are, but we're not. So yeah, I've actually have a tip of a headphone jack somewhere around here, but I have to keep it safe just in case anyone else tries to come into the house and DJ, because they'll absorb all of the DJ feelings, all the energy from the DJ, and where I need to kind of keep a lot of that myself. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but if we want to come around someone's house and DJ, you need to also bring your own sort of like DJ serum. Can I add egg to the serum to help bind the MP3s together? I mean, I think in the 1800s, people did used to clean all their MP3s with egg anyway, from what I know. So there are a lot of videos on there's a lot of videos on YouTube of, there's people that like build stuff in a primitive way. So there's those primitive guys, they'll build like a thingy, like build a house, like build house music with their bare hands out of mud. There's also a lot of people that do it from the Victorian times. So they'll they'll use egg whites to kind of clean their MP3s. But obviously the MP3s, I think it was like MP1 back then. So it's probably like one of the first versions of MP3. Like MP1 was made out of honey and I think grain. So I think mostly grain was part of the staple diet then. So I bring a separate tent for my MP3s at festivals just to be safe. That's actually a really, really great idea as well. You want to make sure it's in a tent, but you've got to make sure the tent is pegged down because you don't want it blowing off. Imagine there's a group of children, a family, they're chilling there, all of a sudden this MP3 tent comes, washes them, they could have the klaxons in their head for ages. Let's just have a quick look, make sure I'm not missing anything here. So here, I bring a separate tent, yeah, definitely. I switched to MP3, to vinyl. MP3 is dangerous. I mean, some people do it mid-set, and I literally, my mouth is wide open. I'm like, which is the worst as well, because like, what if some of the MP3 shards get in? I'll be contaminated. So, you know, people do it mid-set, and I'm like, this is risky business. Is this allowed? And I check online, and it is allowed, but you wouldn't catch me doing that. Just one or the other, really, for me. If you lose your headphones, phone jacks, try super glue. Yes. Yeah. So what I usually do is, or what I did for quite a while, is the headphones. I would have them always attached to me via super glue, and that's it. And it was quite chill, really, when you think about it. But you need to get a certain serum to kind of release the glue every night. Bit annoying. Sometimes you wake up with a pillow on the back of your head, which is it's quite funny. But no one else really sees that, because it's just me. I just live on my own, like in my room. So yeah. Maybe one day someone will see it. I don't know. If you lose your headphone jacks, try super glue. Yeah. Sexy Trash Panda. Psytrance DJs only use free range, and that's true. That's one of the sort of, if you were going to look at how to DJ Psytrance online, they have a really wide pitch range, like one of the widest pitch ranges you ever see. Although they don't ever move the tempo very much at all. They will have one of the widest pitch ranges it's going, but they don't change the tempo much. But it has the potential. It can go anywhere it wants, but it would prefer to stay in the middle, which is kind of interesting. Any tips on pirate websites to download vinyls for free? Yeah, I mean, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and try and put in an order, and then oh. Wow, this is serious music now. Yeah, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and just like see who you can meet on there. And if there's anyone on there that you get on with, and you maybe want to take them on a date, you just need to say, hey, look, we've got really similar interests. I think that you're a nice person. I'd love to go on a friend date with you. You go on a friend date. You befriend them over 4, 5, 6 years. So befriend them over 4, 5, 6 years. On the 6th year, say, we've been friends for a while now. Would you mind if I borrowed your whole vinyl collection? I'd say after 6 years, they'd be like, what? Of course. We are bezies. And then once you get hold of it, you text them, you go, look, it was an elaborate ruse. This last 6 years have been a sham. It was some guy on TikTok Live told me that this was a good plan. It's going to be 2028 then. By then everything's going to be AI anyway, so Snapshot Eye is the Psytrance DJ. Yeah, maybe he could be. I mean, he mainly plays what's he call it, George Ezra at the moment, I think, which is basically like Psytrance for Chads. Charlie, what if we kiss on the Aphex Twin Ambient Works duvet? I mean, it's a bit forward, and I don't have one. I did just get a new duvet from Primark, and I've never looked back since. It was only 2 days ago, but I've just looked back. Fuck. Anyway, yes. Did Timmy Trumpet saw my recent He's Not Happy? Did he actually see it? To be fair, if Timmy Trumpet came up to me, trumpet in hand, hench dude with this semi t-shirt, and said, dude, I'm really, really pissed off you said that I've ruined 2 genres, I'd go like, I'd look at his trumpet, and then I'd look at his DJ headphones, and I'd say, Timmy, or Tim, what do you prefer, Timothy? I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. We're just trying to have a laugh here. You're in a ubiquitous name that's easily parodied. We do it for fun. We all have a smile. There's still people out there that love what you do. And, you don't have to worry about someone like me, because you're a strong force in the world of Tomorrowland. Yeah, so many people know that MP3 is actually just a subgenre of MP5. Yeah. Well, it's part of the wider MP genre, which is MPEG. So it's a type of pegging music, where obviously it's quite difficult to sort of get pegging, but in a virtual space. So what they did was they compressed the pegging into a ear form, which is easier to get in there, and then And yeah, so that's what the MPEG does. And then MPEG 4, it's a visual one, so it's about pegging of the eye. So it's a video peg, and then JPEG is a static peg. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, but also quite positive at the same time, if you know what I mean. MP3s degrade, yes. Yep, MP3s do degrade. A lot of people don't know this, but yeah, this is what this is all about. It's all about how we can store our MP3s better. So you get bit rot, which is actually a huge problem with MP3s, where over time MP3s will lose data. So you need to either keep them updated, convert them to WAVs, vinyl, tape, and all those kind of different ones. So you've got to be very, very safe when you do this kind of thing. Thoughts on the .boomtown format? You know what? I'm a huge fan of the .boomtown format. That's the format where instead of you go, say, listen to a live band, you can be the band for the day. So you go to Boomtown, you're the DJ, you go around, you play the music, and then everyone else listens. So it's sort of like a festival where the crowd, well, everyone that works there is the crowd, and you're in control. So the Boomtown format, I think, it's got a lot of potential, to be fair. MP3 I sent to David Guetta degraded into MLK edit. Oh mate, MK, yeah, MK's great. He's good. David Guetta, he's big on TikTok as well, isn't he? Isn't he like? He's like all over the place in this app. I swear that it was a massive takeover, and I was like, either TikTok thinks I like David Guetta, or it's just like it's forcing it on everyone, like those old iPods and U2. Do MP3s degrade at different rates? Well, that's actually a great question. I think different formats definitely degrade at different rates, but MP3's got like a half-life of 3. So I think every 3 years it degrades by not a third, because it's about a third over 10 years. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. So maybe it's a 3 means it's a third of it goes after 10 years. So it's got a half-life of 3. Yeah, that's actually I think what it is, because it goes down by about 100 over 10 years. If it was 300 to begin with. I'm not very good at maths. I'm just an engineer. Best way to store MP3s is keeping them, keep updating them from LimeWire and BearShare. Yeah, so you can do replacement therapy. So what you want to do is instead of just keeping your own ones, keep a fresh supply coming. And there's a lot of people that will actually do that. So like Deliveroo at the moment are actually doing MP3s as well. But the delivery of it's quite expensive, so you want to be careful wherever possible. So look here, Owen's saying, if you play MP3s in reverse on the CDJ after you set it, stops the loss. Now that's a myth. That is a myth that you can reverse the effects by playing it backwards. Because what I did was, and I tried to explain to the crowd, I had an hour set. I wanted to make sure that I played every single tune that I played in that set backwards, just to make sure it rewound. But everyone just left, which is it's not my fault. Yeah, that was the last gig I played, 2021. Yeah, it's been a long year, man. It's been a really long year. If you play MP3s in reverse, yeah. Thoughts on Soulseek? I mean, if you're trying to find someone, if you're trying to seek someone's soul, yeah, I would say Discogs is quite a good place to find soul music. You can also play Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which we've been playing recently, and there's a lot of soul music on that as well, but it's more like Eat Your Soul type thing, which is cool. So like Eats Everything, he eats souls, he eats Mackies, and all different kinds of foods. So I think you've got a lot of different kinds of things you can do there. Who's your favourite VJ? I don't know. It's actually kind of a tough one. I think Christopher Nolan is quite a good VJ, because he doesn't just do contemporary like reversing stuff. He also goes all the way back. He's doing Nuclear Bomb next as well, which is really good. Like that's going to be a great movie. The whole movie's in black and white, but obviously if you ever saw a nuclear bomb in colour, you'd evaporate straight away, even through a television. With vinyl. Oh. Yep, so here we go. Good question there. So wait, I find Soulseek really good for finding DJs unreleased music. I find it really great for meeting DJs as well in your area. So, Pioneer or Alan Heath? Yeah, I mean, if you get Alan Heath, you get double your money because you get Alan and Heath. Whereas Pioneer, you just get one. which is fine. You got Alan, you got Heath, you got Pioneer. What are you looking for that night? Are you looking for something just standard, middle of the road vanilla, or are you looking for Three's Company type vibes? I personally, you know what, like people diss down Pioneer, but you know when you put that delay up, oh, everyone in the crowd is like, what is that? You know, which I think that I find it hard to read emotions, but I think they're enjoying it when they go. I think that's like, it's a sign of enjoyment. It's them going, oh, I want to lock this music in my ear. I want to keep it inside because I'm really, really enjoying this. Clucker's saying, I just clocked that this is a huge troll. Yeah. So, I mean, the clock is ticking, and the music's huge. So, you just got to keep, you got to keep trolling away. I think like DJing under bridges is underrated because you get that really cool echo effect. Sexy Trash Panda, if you charged your USB drive with a phone charger, could you slow down the bit rate? Yeah, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but for example, I'm not sure if it's an energy issue, if it's like the cycles in a battery. Is it a problem with the cycles in a battery, or is it to do with the energy being lost? Because it's like a half-time thing. So I guess like with radiation, it lets off like little bits of the radiation and it obviously degrades over time. So maybe it's like maybe it's a radioactive thing. And I think radioactive batteries are probably just around the corner, to be fair. Also, great tips for getting new music. To see a DJ you like and lean over the booth and rip the USB. Yeah. I would say that's a really, really great thing. So what you want to do is, that's another way. I call it the sneaky Pete. Personally, I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but I call it the sneaky Pete. You wait till your favourite DJ's playing, and then you pretend you're filming the crowd, but you're actually filming. You get it down. Film the screen of the Pioneer DJ. But the sneaky Pete, yeah, that's a funny one. That is. I do respect that one. All delay effects of Pioneer actually really bad for your MP3s. Yeah, no, that's true as well. So if you use the phaser, the flange effect too much, if you over flange your MP3s, you know with the flange, that can actually cause a fissure in the MP3's data, and then it goes boom, boom, and can cause a crack in it. So it will sound like the tune is kind of a little bit delayed on either side, which is it's actually really, really annoying. Heard you can prevent degradation by ripping YouTube's MP3. We talked a little bit about this earlier, because like we were saying, basically if you go to YouTube and you check a video from maybe 10 years, like Jamiroquai's Cosmic Girl, you'll find that it has actually degraded. It doesn't look as good as it did. And that's actually a similar problem, which is present in the MPEG-4 format. So, Cooker, have you noticed any problems with circumcised DJs trying to mix on new controllers? I haven't noticed, but I always, when I watch a DJ, I always look them in the eye. So I'm always like, whatever's happening below here, I don't want to know what they're doing there. I don't want to see him mixing. I don't want to see him using the effect. I want to look him in the eye and say, hey, are you connecting with the crowd? Are you reading the crowd? And that is actually what's most important to me, is intense eye contact. I rub my MP3s against my leg to avoid degradation. Yeah, so you can actually get the static increase from that. I usually do that for a set, so rub the USB on my leg, and you get a nice static charge, and then from that static charge, boom, and everyone's like, "Oh, your set was electric," and I'm like, "Thanks, man," but then my hair's like up here, like when I had hair, it was up there, and sorry, I showed you under the hood there, probably a bit too much for a live stream. God, pay me. So anyway, you want to hear Bad Bunny? I see there's a Bad Bunny techno remix. Bad Bunny Techno by Bad Bunny Techno. Bounce, thanks, mate. Thank you. That's really, really. They are real song. They're not skits. They're real life. Thanks, dude. Willie Nut. Great name. This is Bad Bunny Techno. Yeah, I do like D&B. I know it's like a techno page, but yeah, I love a bit of D&B. We were talking about intelligent D&B earlier and how intelligence is seeping into America, which is interesting. Yeah, and obviously like all the serum roller stuff and that is pretty good. Like Headache stuff, I actually really like that because I really like the sound design stuff. Like I'm proper into like crazy noises, and like I guess D&B is like some of the best noises you can get out there. Oh my god, not real techno. No, sorry, I'm playing real techno now. I can't believe it. Only thing better than techno is techno with sick pop vocals. That's true though. Jump Up is the best, get high all the time. Yeah, it's changed so much over the years, Jump Up. It's gone up and down and it's back again. Play Rofo's theme techno mix. I'll try it out. Techno mix. Here we go. Ultimate. This is called Ultimate Buzz. Oh, Ultimate Buzz, best of 97. All right. The Ultimate Buzz. Oh, I just hit myself in the tooth, dude. The Ultimate Buzz. Rock, rock, rock every day. Are you ready to pump? Sorry. I'm working on my MC skills. Are you ready to pump tonight? I've gotta do what I can while drinking white wine. The kids are in bed. I'm feeling real dead. Cheesy like cheddar, up my brother. Pick up the homies over the online. Yes, okay, so this is a good idea. Pieboy69, he's still about it somewhere, isn't he? Doing his 69 stuff. I think he's tamed it a little bit, except for the whole sex toy thing. But you know, what's the optimal temperature for MP3 Pro? I think it's 320 Fahrenheit. But some people like to store theirs at 196. And then I think iTunes used to store it like 128 back in the day. But yeah, so I've got a convection cooker in my kitchen, and that's always going. And what I like to do is just try and keep that in there. Yeah, I try and keep that in there and keep my MP3s in there at a nice stable temperature. I want to go to Techno Club, but this live stream is actually really funny. What am I supposed to do? It's really funny. I mean, I'm trying to like just get a bit of, knowledge out there for everybody. Not trying to be very funny. I'm trying to. I look like fucking Judge Jules right now. That's just actually made me laugh. What the? Oh my god! I look like Judge Jules. Am I Judge Jules? Oh, he was saying earlier. Someone was saying earlier. Judge Jules fucking plays a trumpet. It's the original Timmy Trumpet, apparently. Someone said that. I need to verify whether that's true, whether Judge Jules really did make a name for himself playing trumpet in the clubs. Yeah, big up the UK Minimal Hard Trance crew. Okay, inside. Rock it, rock it, rock it tonight. Rocking tonight, Minimal UK Hard Trance CREU. Anyway, sorry about that. So that's Dane Austin, thanks mate. Play Jenny Sparks Pink Panther's 4x4 mix. Okay, I'm gonna try. Tiny Meow is saying, well, that's why you never turn off your computer to keep them up. Yeah, no, I mean, as soon as you turn them off, that's when you got to worry about it kind of like, yeah, running out of speed. Okay. Sparks Pink Panthers. Oh, I don't know. Is this gonna be a SoundCloud one? Okay. Alright. Here we go. Is this official? Jesus, stop. Oh. I was actually Pink Panther. Not Pink Panthers. Pink Panther. All the comments are oi, oi, yeah, vibe. It's cheeky, isn't it? Everyone always says that. Wait for the second drop. I'm like, come on. Come on. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. I don't mind waiting. I love this new Pink Panthers tune, yeah. Can you do techno Pink Panthers? It's one of the that's one of the cheekiest songs I've heard in a long while. That's a huge banger, isn't it? My peeps. I've had so much fun. I'm not gonna wait any longer till the next one, but I'm gonna go now, and I'll catch you guys in a bit on the next one. Hopefully I can do another one on the weekend or on Monday. Chat some shit. Keep following Techno Institute. Got so much shit coming next year. Well, not officially, but we're really trying to make next year a year to remember. We're trying to get out of her mum's basement. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. Cheers. Nobody listens to techno. And cheers, Clucker. And cheers, Toria. See you later.